Exposure panel here at PAX West 2024. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you so much for joining us today. You guys excited to see some Life is Strange? Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm Andrea Renee. I'm very excited to be hosting here today. I'm one of the co-founders and hosts of the What's Good Games podcast. We had a fantastic event last night with our friends at Deck 9 and Square Enix over at Art Marble. I see a bunch of people who were there. Thanks to everybody for showing up. That's really awesome. We are going to be doing a live gameplay demo of Double Exposure where you guys are going to help us choose which way the conversation is going to go. So I hope that you're ready to shout out which selections you guys want us to make. I would love to introduce the two fantastic developers who are working on this game. Please welcome Felicia Kwan, who is the narrative director, and Jonathan Stouter, game director on Life is Strange Double Exposure. Felice Stouter, welcome to PAX.
Thank you.
I guess it's the third day. We've been here for a while, right?
Yeah.
We are going to probably just dive right into the content because we have a big chunk of the game that we want to show you. So, Stouter, I would love to start with you. For people who maybe found their way into the Blue Dragon Theater or watching live on Twitch and have no idea who Max Caulfield is, could you give us a little backstory about who she is as a character?
Sure thing. So Max Caulfield is the first time we have a returning protagonist from a prior Life is Strange installment for a full, complete new game. And then for anyone who doesn't happen to recall, Max in the first game was an 18-year-old photography student who discovers that she has the ability to rewind time. And at the very end of that game, she has this impossible decision that she has to make. And then since that day, since making that impossible choice, she hasn't used her powers.
Well, I don't know. The choice was pretty easy for me to make. Maybe it was for some of you out there, too. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Felice, I would love to hear from you a little bit more about the story. Obviously, you're the narrative director for the game, and this story is very unique in the timeline, as Stouter's mentioning with the returning protagonist, but a lot of new characters as well. What was one of the key things that you and your team wanted to focus on when creating the story for Double Exposure?
Right, so this is a Max that is older and wiser, but has not forgotten the choice that we'll be talking about later. And so we wanted to show a woman who is essentially running. So we've gone all the way to the East Coast now. She's at a university called Caledon University in Vermont. She has achieved her dream of becoming a famous photographer, so she's an artist in residence there. And she's also gone from a student character to kind of a mentor figure to other students. So this was our chance to show both the growth of Max and then also the aftermath, the fallout of the first game.
Well, that's all very exciting. I do want to ask one question before we start, because we are going to jump into gameplay pretty quickly. Stouter, why did you guys decide to go back to Max? I mean, we just talked about how it's the first time there's a returning protagonist, and I mean, she's pretty iconic within the whole franchise. What were some of the reasons you guys decided to make that choice?
Yeah, it wasn't something we took lightly or immediately came to. When we start these projects, you tend to start with a concept for what the power is, the supernatural ability that the protagonist has. And then you're looking for how does that power facilitate a character arc, growth. In the case of Liz's characters, it tends to be helping them overcome a trauma or whatnot. And so when we developed this new power, shifting, which allows Max to travel between two timelines in the present, it seemed actually like a really great vehicle for examining the issues she has as a result of the end of the first game, and would actually help her move forward and grow by using the power.
How would you characterize the differences between the power she had from a gameplay perspective?
Sure. So if you think of the first time around with Rewind, that's how Max kind of moves forward and backward along the timeline. Shifting allows us to essentially move sideways. So we're taking one key moment, the death of her friend Safi, and examining how that butterfly effect ripples out and impacts everyone around her, the campus, the mystery unfolding, and Max is constantly able to move essentially sideways between these two timelines.
Interesting. Well, I feel like we need to show you guys exactly how it works, right? Would you like to see it live in action? I do want to note, if you stick around to the end of the panel, we have some fun freebies that we'll be giving away at the door with the help of our awesome enforcer team. So you might want to stay until the end if you want something free. But let's go ahead and jump into this gameplay.
All right. So just to set the scene a little bit, yeah, that works. So this scene takes place about midway through episode 2. This is the same demo we've showed at Gamescom and whatnot. So this is a scene where Max has been jumping between the timelines, investigating Safi's murder, when she receives an urgent text from her friend Moses to get your ass over here and get to my office, I'm in trouble. But he doesn't elaborate. And so we pick up immediately here with Max coming to her friend's rescue to see what the situation is.
Moses and Max are the two who found Safi's body together.
Right. All right, so here we go.
See, it's live.
I got your text. Tried calling, but you didn't pick up.
It's cool, Max. Everything's cool.
It's not cool, though.
It is not.
All right, first choice, everybody. Are you going to be okay, or how bad is it? All right, I heard B first.
So what's the damage?
TLDR version? Pretty sure I'm the number one suspect.
What? Why?
Besides that being true for most of my life? Well, I did do something. I took Safi's camera.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know.
All right, where are we going, everybody? Oh, wow, it's kind of split. Oh, why it is. Oh,
Moses, why?
finger slip, I
It
guess.
wasn't like a rational decision. I wasn't thinking. When we found her that night, I saw the camera. And I thought the last picture she took in her life was that selfie of the three of us. And Safi would never want to have that camera, that picture, in the hands of the fucking police. So I brought it back to my office. And then I realized, what the fuck am I doing? That's evidence in a murder case. So I just hid it in there, in my office.
Tampering with evidence, it's a thing.
Moses.
I screwed up, Max. And now I don't know what to do.
All right. Maintenance tech is on his way to unlock your office, Mr. Murphy. Then I'll just have a look around inside.
Shit, I've got to get Safi's camera out of there. Somehow.
Unless you have a key card. Miss Caulfield.
And you are, or do you have a warrant? Yeah, B.
Are you with the police? Don't you need a warrant to search my friend's office?
Max, please chill.
Vincent Alderman, Vermont State Police Detective. I'm the new lead investigator on your friend's case.
That's a badge, not a warrant.
In this instance, Dr. Fryad
just
is
saying.
granted permission to search any property belonging to Caledon.
Yeah, that's right. Still need a warrant.
I'm pretty sure you still need a warrant. Universities don't own all the equipment in
Just drop it, Max.
Miss Caulfield, I do need you to leave the area for the time being.
Will you be okay?
Mr. Murphy will be fine.
I'll come back. Promise.
I'm sure you all can tell, but that is Hannah Tell
Okay.
voiced. And,
Now's my chance to get into Moses' office. Where's a place I can shift to the other timeline?
Alright, so now let's show off some of Max's new powers. So she can pulse and see the difference between the two timelines. Also, makes it really, really clear where spots are for her to shift to the other timeline. And if you want to run around... Sorry.
Yeah.
If you want to run
you
around,
go.
Have to
hey,
deal with Alderman in the other timeline.
and see what pulse can kind of show and reveal about the other timeline. If we pulse here, you can see there's the other Moses hanging out, working on his telescope. So let's go talk to him.
So can you pulse like anywhere in the world?
Yes.
Maybe I can find a way
nice.
into Moses' office from this side.
And Pulse lets you not just see, but also hear. So, can we hear what they're talking about?
You can see them, and they will be chatting later, but not right this sec.
So you just walked through him, right? Like, but when you're in pulse, does it like not matter?
Exactly.
Maybe
Ah,
this
okay.
Moses
Not
can
there.
help me find the camera.
See what he's up to.
Oh, hey Max.
That's annoying. How do you stand it?
You'd be surprised how quickly you get used to it.
I think they call that Stockholm Syndrome.
So, what's up?
Actually, I need to ask you kind of a weird question.
My favorite kind. Name it.
Okay, what are we asking Moses? Oh man, I hear a lot of why.
What is your most prized possession? In here, at least.
In here? Probably that mug. My sister made it for me as
Nice.
an early Christmas gift.
Oh, that's sweet.
Not quite what we were looking for.
For Christmas?
I heard X first, but there's a lot of B's too. Leaving it up to you, Stouter.
Okay. Name something in here you wouldn't want, say, Dr. Fayed to find.
Like something I keep locked away?
Yes, exactly.
That would definitely be my electric kettle. Mavis has no idea where I hide that fire hazard.
As I live and breathe. Moses Murphy, rule breaker.
Rule bender, Max. Rule bender. Anyway, what's with all the questions? Oh,
Moses, you need me to hold something, or can I help somehow?
actually, yeah. I need an Allen wrench.
On it. Got one around here?
No, I borrowed one from Carla, but I think she took it back. If you can go grab that from her, I'll owe you.
Okay. I can't go looking around for Carla. I need a faster way to get Moses a wrench. Where do you keep your kettle?
Hang on, Max. I gotta adjust my feet. Crap. I don't even know if Carla's still on campus. That wrench might be gone for good.
Leave him alone.
One more.
Just holding a telescope up, you know?
And if you pulse, oh, that might be what we're looking for.
Just need to get Moses that wrench.
So when she shifts like that, like how do the characters around her react?
If they were to see her, they would probably freak out, get very, very concerned.
She just disappeared in thin air.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
So you want to find like a hiding spot.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thankfully, Moses is preoccupied with that telescope. It's like we
I need
planned
to
it
get
that
that
way.
Allen wrench, and I need to be quick.
Oh, so your social media and SMS will also be different in each timeline because Max is having a different relationship with those folks, and different things are happening to those folks too.
Right. So if we were to check our phone,
Ooh, let's check. Yeah, what's in the DMs?
we have crosstalk.
Well, who are these people?
These are the lovable cast of goofballs you're gonna meet.
Who are you all curious about?
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we'll just leave this up here.
Oh, the sadness that went over the crowd. Zombie Chloe.
Victoria.
This is quite a big cast of characters. Any fun tidbits you want to share about some of these other people we're going to meet in Double Exposure?
It is a lot of characters, and it's actually twice as many characters, and we're very, very tired. It's a good mix of ages. I think a really fun thing about a college campus is there's undergraduates, there's graduate students like Safi and Moses, there's professors, staff, faculty, even Safi's mother, who's the president of the university.
Okay. Where would I find the Allen
Okay,
wrench?
Max.
Max wants you to move on.
She's like,
Please.
cool, Felice, that's nice, but where's the wrench?
They can read all the text messages when the game releases.
Better give this wrench to Moses.
If any of you care, members of our dev team have Allen wrenches a lot bigger than that.
We did our research.
That is a very large Allen wrench. I
So
still
I
would drop
found
it on
this
the
guy
floor.
named Alan, but he didn't know anything about a wrench.
No, Max, not literally Alan. It's. Oh. You are a lifesaver, Max. Dad joke aside.
I'll never apologize for my dad jokes. And you're welcome.
She's so cute.
Ural goes here. What's that about?
Safi's baby. She had the bright idea that we should draw the Gemini twins up there.
Okay. B sounds like the one.
Why haven't you?
You know Safi. She has like a million little projects half-started everywhere. Anyway, I'm sure we'll get to it at some point. We have all the time in the world. So, did you want some tea?
Yeah, if you don't mind. With the contraband kettle, right?
Nice. Oh, that's a cool kettle.
Just give me just a second.
Sure.
So the cabinet is a secret hiding spot. Let's hope the other Moses hid the camera in the same place.
Question, can we read the document that was in the safe? Or look at what that is?
Okay.
No, we don't have a look at on that, so sorry.
One of the fun things about writing Max at this time in her life, is she's quite
That's
self-aware.
still
She's thinking a lot about her powers in a way that has years of reflection. And another thing that she's self-aware about is how much of a snoop she is. She kind of owns that a lot more in this game.
I thought it was interesting you referring to her as a woman. I mean, because technically she is, but it's so hard for me to think like, Max from the first game and now Max in this game as being like such a different point in her life. But I mean, she's been through a lot of stuff. Like she's had some trauma.
Yeah, some trauma. Yeah.
Just a little.
I think we all, when we played the first game, were at a certain point in our lives, and so this has been quite an experience of looking back, not just for Max, but for just who we are as people and what we think about choices now.
That's
This
interesting.
note wasn't here in the other timeline. That can't be a coincidence. Is this where he hid Sophie's camera?
Maybe.
How long does it take to bring a damn key?
Okay, the camera might be under a safe. Where can I find this safe? That's definitely a safe, right? And really cool. Sure, look under the poster of the mech with a safe for a head. God, I'll never understand anime. Nope, no camera in here. I don't know of any other safes in Moses' office. Think I might need his help again.
Pulse and check. Moses is still working on his computer. Whoops. I know how to play this game.
Oh my god.
Was there any
stop.
specific inspiration for the visual effect of the shifting?
Well, yes, so we take a lot of inspiration. God damn it, hot dog man. All right. We actually reference, similar to the first game, photography effects and whatnot, and kind of weave that into the visual presentation of Max's powers. So there's a lot of light leaks and visual lens distortion and whatnot that happens when she pops across. And so, yeah, we use photography as a basis for a lot of that.
I don't remember ever seeing an actual safe in this office.
Will it distract you if I talk?
She'll be fine. What's up?
All right, we got a couple options here. We want to talk about the telescope, the mural. We want to.
You guys just
Well,
wanna
we obviously want to open the
speed
safe,
run.
I think, right?
All right.
Another strange question. You don't have a safe in here, do you?
The locking kind? No.
Are there non-locking safes?
Well, for a second, I thought you were asking about the star safe. SAIPH.
Oh.
There's a star called Safe.
Sure is. It's a part of the Orion constellation. What the?
You've been popcorned.
Engineering wants a prank war. I'm trying not to sink to their level. Gonna go clean this out.
So Moses hid the camera under a star. And of course, there are stars everywhere.
Did you ever regret putting that in this demo?
Sorry, what?
Did you ever regret putting that in this demo?
I mean, I've only been listening to that song for 3.5 years. I regret it every day of my life. let's see.
They're safe. Is the camera around here on the other side?
Let's go see.
So it's clear through what we've seen so far that there's a good amount of exploration, like there's been in all of the previous games. Did you guys choose to put any kind of particular balance into how much you're exploring and picking up stuff in the world and how much you're doing more active, like puzzle solving or gameplay elements?
Yeah, so this scene's a great example where we're able to use the exploration and the power and the puzzle to get you to learn more about Moses. So everything you're looking at in here, from the rocket ship mug to the information about stars, the telescope, whatnot, everything you're looking at is feeding back.
In here. I just need to keep looking.
We'll get to it. But it's always feeding back and telling you more and more about Moses and who he is. So even though you're not directly conversing with him the entire scene, you're doing nothing but learning more and more about him. So
The maker of this mug sure knows her target audience.
let's see what.
It's a good question because it can quickly get to be like cognitive overload if you've got two timelines to sort of keep track. So I think striking that balance of what is something that's going to say something about this character, and also in particular how they relate to Safi's death. That was the key, I think.
They're safe. Please let this mean I'm one step closer to the camera. Right, because that would have been too easy.
Well, I always think about all the things that I miss if I don't look at everything in every scene, because this franchise has been so wonderful about placing so many nuggets. And it's like you miss that one thing that you didn't look at in that one room, and you're like, oh no, I have to go back and play the whole game over again. But I'm glad to hear that there's a balance, because having two whole storylines to have to look at everything in sounds like a lot of fun. Actually, not a lot of work. Did you think I was going to say a lot of work? No. But it's great that you guys are incorporating that into the puzzle elements as well, because puzzles feature a lot more prominently in this game this time around.
Right, and so basically every time we're
Still
having you.
haven't found the right star. Where else can I look?
Every time we're having you press the button, even if it's just walking forward on the sticks, it's an opportunity to give you more story, more character, a joke, something about the world. And so that was sort of the bar. If we're not actually actively giving you story with every interaction in the game, we ought to cut it, basically, or find a way to infuse character into the thing we want you to do the whole time.
And another reason it blends so well in this case is that like this is a mystery story, like genuine mystery, and so Max needs to be looking at people's stuff to piece that together, and she's going to be able to access stuff in one timeline that either she can't access in the other, or literally does not exist in the other.
Maybe it's higher up?
So hopefully it
I should
feels
check
really of a
upstairs.
piece with the gameplay.
It'd be better from another angle.
So in case you didn't catch that, that's me hitting the snapshot verb and Max suggesting we go somewhere else to try to snap a photo of the mural.
So Max will be able to take photos like she did in the first game, but maybe we'll see how that looks here.
Yeah, maybe right now. So in this case, she knows that she can find this photo spot.
Moses and Safi. So different and yet so well suited.
So while similar to the first game, we have these prescribed spots where you can interact and engage with the camera. In that first game, it just plays a cutscene. But here, we actually we give you control of the camera, and you are allowed to snap your own photo. And you also can double expose the photo.
Nice.
And so when you take these photos, if it's clue related, it tends to wind up in her journal. If it's fun, just taking a picture in the environment sort of photo, it winds up in your social media feed, and you'll see NPCs and whatnot responding, especially
There's
if you
so
take
many stars in here. I just need to keep looking.
Wait, so every photo you take is in Max's social media feed?
The mural.
I mean, except
Moses must
photos
have
of
projected some stars to use as a
dead bodies or
guide.
things like that. Yeah.
If it winds
Okay.
up being a
Moses said
weird,
Safe is
specific
part of Orion.
clue
Maybe
sort of
Orion was
photograph,
projected
then
on
that
the
goes in her
wall.
journal.
Okay.
As
I need
opposed to
set
her.
this up exactly how Moses
Okay.
had it when he was drawing.
Just trying to know how discerning I need to be with my photographs.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
Thank-
mean?
Question.
thank-
No, you don't
How
have to worry
creative
about
do
it.
I need to get? Because like if they're going to go on my like feed, you know, people are going to judge me.
That's fair. Oh, almost. We'll get there. Did it. We did it, everybody.
I think I got it. Fingers crossed I can find Safe on that wall.
I bet she can.
So if this is Orion, then Safe is... Boom! Good job finding Safe, Max. Why, thank you, Max. Now then. No, no, no!
This guy.
Shit, I can't let him see me in here. I'm so close to getting Safi's camera. If I can just distract him for a few minutes, I think I can grab it. I'll need something noisy.
Oh, that all makes sense now. Okay, okay.
Thank you. That was very satisfying.
Yes.
Hey, that's pretty noisy.
And shout out to Hot Dog Man, who was at the party last night.
Good thing I can keep an eye on Alderman from here. Wouldn't want to show up right in front of him. The mezzanine would be the perfect place to set this off. I just gotta make it up there.
All right, let's see if I can.
Ooh, what does Yasmin want? New message. Yeah, we're busy, Yasmin. We're busy.
Why don't we see?
Let's find out.
Shit. Did I just?
That's a good question.
Okay, let's try this again.
Well, well, well.
What the hell?
Oh, no.
Can we,
That's
can we
good.
walk
This is-
them the
yeah.
other timeline? I feel like
This is a good opportunity to show you that there's actually multiple ways to tackle this. So let's say, screw this timeline. Max said the mezzanine is where we want to head. Because if
I
I'm
need
thinking
to
with
get up to
shift
the mezzanine.
spots, I'm on the mezzanine, and there's a shift spot up here.
This is a very convenient power to have.
I'm glad I got to demonstrate how bad I am at stealth in my own video game.
What the hell?
And now I need to shift out of here fast. Time to finally get what I came here for in the first place.
He is sufficiently distracted.
So in order to shift, you have to be in a specific shift spot.
Correct. So you'll see this little faint glow in the environment, no matter
Camera's behind
what.
the grate. Almost there.
And if you pulse, you'll get the full visual effect that'll really highlight where it is. And if you're in an outdoor space, they extend up as well, so you'll never be lost. So let's see what happens.
Hey! Is someone down there?
Stupid telescope! Why couldn't Moses have put you together in this timeline?
Whoa, what? What is that?
The actual fuck? That's new.
And so even this far into the game, Max is still figuring out how her new powers work.
Yes! Holy shit. The telescope and all the parts switched places.
Ruh-roh.
It's for a good cause, though.
Are things like that going to have like big
Sorry,
ripples on story?
I'll text you.
Because people do, so that's folks can actually see this effect on the environment.
What?
Moses.
Miss Caulfield, can I speak with you for a minute?
I'd rather not, actually.
You should go.
Please, have a seat. I just wanted you to have a chance to talk to me alone, because Miss Llewellyn was a close friend of yours. We have a sensitive situation. We know Miss Llewellyn's camera was taken by someone closely linked to her death. Now, I'm pretty certain I know who took it and why. Maybe you've even guessed my thinking. But if we're going to make any progress on your friend's case, that's not enough. Therefore, I'm asking you if you have or come by any information about this person or where they've taken the camera. Can I trust you to let me know? Miss Caulfield.
All right, this is a big one, everybody. Are we agreeing or are we refusing? Yeah, I don't think we like this guy.
Oh, it's great. All right.
Go PAX.
That's right, he didn't. Consequences.
Okay, Miss Caulfield. I hope you don't actually have information. Because, withholding it could get you into trouble.
Big. Yeah.
Thank you for your concern, Detective. I'll keep that in mind. That's everything. I believe I'm free to go, right?
Yes. You are. Thanks again for your time, Miss Caulfield. Have a good day.
He's still shook by the telescope.
Oh, shit.
Moses, wait.
Helen.
Nicely done. What a nice little taste of the new powers and some of the new gameplay elements. We got to see some new characters, and it's as creepy as ever. Life is Strange. You guys just have an obsession with, dark and mysterious storylines?
I think we actually deliberately wanted to go darker. in this
Darker?
one. Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Tell me more.
Yeah, I think we're big fans of, in the original, when things get a little more Twin Peaksy, murder mystery, darker as you get towards the end of the game, things get more surreal, the supernatural plays a bigger role. And so what we want to do this time around was maybe even earlier in the game than in the original, those elements start to play a role, because Max is practiced a bit at this. She's been through this once before. And so that lets us get, for lack of a better word, stranger earlier than in past games.
Nice. That's fairly exciting. We are going to open it up for just a little bit of Q&A. We've got, enough time for a few questions. So if you would like to ask a question, please slowly and carefully make your way to a microphone. I, being a big fan of this franchise, obviously I got my Jane Doe shirt on, wanted to kick things off while people are getting lined up with a question that I think is on a lot of people's minds. I just got to do it. Is Chloe alive? Tell me.
I think that entirely depends on the choice you make at the start of the game. If Chloe was alive when you finished the first game, she should be alive at the start of this one. If you sacrificed her, then she's not around. And that is all I'm allowed to say about Chloe for everybody.
So just as a reminder, he just said, basically, if you're asking about Chloe, you're not going to get an answer other than that. Yeah, we already got one that sat down. That's okay. That's okay. Please say your name and your question.
Hi, my name is Johnson. So last game, it was kind of a binary ending. I was wondering if we're going to have more than 2 endings in this one.
we're not spoiling that.
Spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah, don't ask spoiler
Sorry.
questions, baby. I should have prefaced that too.
All right, cool.
You're gonna have to play the game to find out. Hello.
Hi, I'm Alex. My question is, if this ends up being the final Life is Strange game, will it be a satisfying end to the series? That's my question.
I mean, I hope it's not the last one. I have a mortgage to. No, I appreciate the question. I mean, we don't. Hopefully, if this, for whatever reason, this is the last time you get to play, let's say, as Max Caulfield, hopefully you feel some closure, some satisfaction at the end there. But then also very much hopefully this is not the last one of these we make. So,
Thank you.
of course.
Hi, my name is Tanya. I think one of the things I've always loved about the Life is Strange games is the soundtrack. So what would you rate the soundtrack in comparison to the other games?
Oh, that's so hard.
Let's see. Well, how would I rate it? Okay, I'll put it this way. I'm very proud of the soundtrack in this game. We specifically set out to do something. Well, to be fair, I didn't work on the other ones. This is the only one I've worked on, so I don't know how different this was. But specifically to tell a story with the score, and specifically lean more on original music from new artists, as opposed to going out and licensing a bunch of existing tracks. And the hope is that musically you feel this journey of Max's and Safi's sort of side by side as they impact and influence one another, and we echo that in the music throughout. And then there's going to be more and more, I think, music announcements between now and the release of the game, so you'll be able to hear a whole lot more of the soundtrack before October 29th.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sebastian. My question is, given how long the series has been going for this game, what was your focus on continuity in the story and the characters?
I mentioned before that we have all ourselves progressed since the first game, and so I think we have been thinking about both Max and Arcadia Bay for some time. I worked on Before the Storm, and then also in Wavelengths, we talk about the events of Arcadia Bay. So that's been in our consciousness and our subconsciousness and our writing room discussions for a very, very long time. And for us, the end of the first game was kind of only a beginning. There is so much for Max to unpack. And so we started there. We wanted to say something about that aftermath.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Hello, my name is Jen Yu. So we know that all the games at least two of the games are in the same universe, and now we have Max back. Do we have plans in the future to maybe bring multiple characters back in the same?
Like Avengers level kind of. That's fine. Everybody wants to ask that question. No.
It would be cool.
Yeah, no current plans, but yeah, all the games do take place in a shared universe, in a shared continuity. But I don't think we have anything to announce in terms of our end game, Infinity War pairing.
Ah, boo! Just kidding. It was a good one.
But it's an idea.
Oh yeah, no, we'll take it. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Daniel, and I was just gonna ask, is there gonna be any more content, maybe little hints of this game, or just like comic books or whatever, of the other protagonists from the other games, like the Diaz brothers and Alex?
That's probably a good question for our friends at Square. I'm not actually sure, because I just know about this game. I don't know about the ancillary stuff that they do. I know Alex is running around in the comics now.
And in books too,
And in
yeah.
books, that's right. Steph's got like another novel coming out and whatnot, so probably.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Steph. I was wondering if any of the events that happened in Life is Strange 2, will that have an effect on double exposure?
I mean, Life is Strange is part of the same universe and it's part of the same canon, so depending on the choice that you input in your early scenes with Safi, that takes into account Life is Strange 2 as well.
Interesting.
Hi, my name is Derek. My question, so in Life is Strange 2 and Life is Strange True Colors, there were references either to locations or like previous characters from like Life is Strange, like Max's story. I'm kind of wondering, vice versa in this game, are there going to be references, either locations or characters from either Alex or Sean's story in this one? It's okay if you can't answer that question.
I mean, Max, at least at the start of the game, doesn't know either of them. So, but you will. I mean, we saw it with Victoria, for example. We'll certainly get to see the connections from the first game that are present in Max's life at the start.
Yeah, I'd recommend digging into all the social media, all the text messages, like read everything.
Oh, I plan to.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm John. Thank you again for being here and for all your work with this. It's really exciting. I had just a question about the impact of choices and such in this game. There are some games where the dialogue is mainly kind of flavors things, and that's coupled with key decisions that kind of will kind of shape things, versus other games where the impact of the dialogue and your decisions are kind of pervasive throughout and kind of impacting things big and small. Just curious the direction that you might make in this.
It is always, in order to maximize the impact with the scope that you have, we always need to do a mix. There are choices that ahead of time we know are going to branch the story in significant ways. And then the rest will be of the emotional type. But I want to emphasize that one of the privileges of working in this series is that emotional impact is kind of the thing. And so when we flavor a future interaction based on a prior choice, that can make a huge difference in the way that that scene is felt. And so yeah, but to answer the question, there'll be a mix.
Great, thank you.
My name is Jason. I apologize if this has been touched on in some of the other media, but I don't really go outside of video games. I was wondering, because there's like so many different powers between the different protagonists of the games, is there any sort of like background lore or anything about why this paranormal stuff is kind of cropping up in the world, anything like that?
I don't think we can answer that.
Too spoilery, it sounds like.
Too spoilery.
We could touch on the fact, like what you were saying earlier, Jay, about the fact that you've probably noticed many of the powers for the other protagonists emerge in the fall, around Halloween. This takes place over holiday break. It's almost Christmas time, and as again you all know, the powers are not emerging for Max. This is a development. This is a new season, if you will, of her powers. So.
Yeah, so hopefully this one maybe adds another spoke to that wheel, starting to fill in some of those blanks.
But it's something that will eventually maybe be covered, possibly in the future.
Anything's on the table. Sorry.
Hi, I actually only played the first Life is Strange game. Is it easy enough to go from that to this, or is there any other required or recommended reading that you would suggest?
Nah, jump right in. In fact, we specifically built this so that both fans of the first one and folks who are brand new to the franchise could jump in and you get everything you need of Max. I think some of the other questions we've been getting about, like, hey, you can see something about the Diaz brothers or something about True Colors. So if you wanted to get those sort of deep cut references or things like that you might find in the game, then maybe you have some homework to go do, but otherwise, no, you feel free to jump right in.
But they're all good. You should play it.
It's not required, but recommended.
Noted.
Will there be any returning artists for the soundtrack?
Oh, that's a really good question. No, I don't think so. Sorry. It's an easy one to answer, though.
New music.
So one of the major themes that I know you've all talked about is processing trauma and working through emotional difficulties. So in a lighthearted but semi-serious way, will any of these characters ever have a therapist?
It sounds maybe too healthy for the
Probably a
darker
good
vision
idea.
that they said that they're going with.
I can say that, and you got a glimpse of it with Moses and him starting to see some of the things literally in the world that are happening because of her power. Max is coming to a place where she will need to share more about her power with her peers than she has done 4 years since Arcadia Bay. And that I think is going to be very healthy for her. So a little bit.
Thank you so much for your response, and also thank you for the representation that you put in your games. It's so meaningful.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And these will be our last 2 questions.
Hey, I'm Rachel.
Yes.
Actually, Nicole. So you cover a lot of really heavy topics in all of these games, and you're layering heavy topics on heavy topics. I'm wondering if there's anything you've ever cut where you've found like you've reached the point where it's too much because you skirt the line so well.
Thank you. The heavy stuff needs to be there for a reason. So, yes, absolutely. Everything that's heavy goes through that litmus test. And also on a macro level, we often look at the game and think, is the whole thing too heavy? Let's tell some jokes.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Jeff. I'm just wondering if there's going to be more scenes where you're just sitting there watching the cutscene on loop with the music playing and you just realize I've been sitting here for 15 minutes.
Yep. No, 100%. It's a hallmark of the series. We call those Zen moments. And so, yeah, you'll be walking around a space and there'll just be a bench. It'll say sit. And you get some awesome songs and Max's inner monologue and whatnot. So, yeah, those are peppered all throughout.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to everybody who asked a question, and thank you so much to Statter and Felice for this fantastic gameplay demo. I think we're all pretty excited to play the game, which, as you can see up on screen here, is available October 29th, but there's a way for people to play it early, I've heard.
Yes, so if you happen to pre-order the Ultimate Edition, you get access to chapters 1 and 2 2 weeks early on.
2 weeks?
2 weeks early.
Wow.
So it's a little throwback to the episodic. You get your 2 episodes, your little water cooler talk for 2 weeks, then get to play the full game with everybody else. And then also, if you get the Ultimate Edition, you get the awesome Final Fantasy VII outfit pack with the Moogle hat.
Nice.
So then you can make sure to play all the absolutely most heart-wrenching, heart-wrenching scenes with the Moogle hat.
That's going to be something that I'm definitely going to have to try out. Well, thank you so much to both of you again for this fantastic demonstration, and thank you to everybody for joining us here at the Life is Strange Double Exposure panel at PAX West. We're so excited to be celebrating 20 years of PAX, and hope you guys have had a great weekend. I want to remind you, if you want to learn more about the game, lifeisstrange.com is the website, and don't forget to grab a freebie on your way out the door. And happy PAX, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.